Good evening. It's Saturday night. It's just after 10 o'clock. I have done all my groceries. I have bought whiskey. I'm set up for, well, the date today is the 17th of December. And on Christmas Eve, that's a week from now, the grocery stores will be closed at the time I usually go for groceries. The liquor store will be closed at the time I go for alcohol, and so I will not be getting groceries or alcohol next week. I stocked up this week, so I will not run out of anything, food or drink or anything. But I will have an opportunity to do my laundry on Saturday night, New Year's Eve, because that's when the laundromat will still be open and everything else will be closed. But you don't care about that. What you care about maybe is these two bottles right here in front of me. Right here I have something that I have looked and searched for, and I had to go to the flagship BC liquor store to get it. It is a bottle of entry-level Cutty Sark. I think I may have had some of this about 15 years ago, and I haven't had it since. But I also have here a bottle of Cutty Sark Prohibition, which I have talked about in the past. And the reason I have the two is that at one point, I forget who it was, but someone made the comment that this is a 50% alcohol version of this, which is bottled at 40%. Well, we're going to see. So far as I know, this tastes like a hopped up Ballantines blend. Or should I say the Ballantines blend tastes like a watered down version of Cutty Sark Prohibition. I do not have a bottle of Ballantines blend on me at the moment, but that's okay. I'm not missing much. Let's get this open, shall we? Okay. You know that sound, right? That's the sound of one of these cheap metal caps with the little pieces breaking off. And here is the Cutty Sark. Why don't I just call it Sark for short? And I might as well pour some of this at the same time. Oh yeah, this doesn't have a twist cap. This has a actual cork on it. And is that the right amount? Oh, perfect pours. Perfect, perfect, perfect. 50 mils each. That's 100 milliliters of whiskey. If you average it out, it's 45% alcohol by volume. Well, I should keep these straight as to which is which. The darker of which, on the left, my left, is the Prohibition. The lighter of which is the Cutty Sark blended. Let's nose the blended. Okay. I get a little bit of generic scotch. I get a little bit of sherry. Some caramel and toffee. More caramel and toffee now on the second sniff than on the first. First I got sherry. Now caramel and toffee. Actually, it's quite pleasant. Sherry, caramel, and toffee, and a bit of vanilla creeping in there. And something else. What that something else is more vanilla. Let this sit for a moment while I read what it says on here. It says, "The spirit of adventure lives in us all. It is the courage of our convictions, the mark of true character, and the desire to be different. It is the original easy drinking scotch." And then it says the same thing in French, 40%, alcohol by volume, 750 mils, since 1923. Okay. Chart and Hobbs Incorporated. Return for refund, product of Scotland. Spirit of adventure. It's even engraved on the here with the cardinal points. Since 1923. Well, let's give her a cleanse the palate from the cheeseburger I had earlier. So let's give the Sark some yeah. Caramel, toffee, vanilla. And some dark fruit. But the dark fruit is like dried berries, if that makes any sense. Dried fruit. Well, let's give it a taste. You know, it tastes a lot like the nose, but it also tastes really watered down. Really watered down. Like there's too much water in it. It's just, it has the right flavors, but not enough of them. Talk about easy drinking. Yeah, it is easy drinking. It's light. It's light. I'm getting a bit of fruits, bit of dried fruits. That's all I'm tasting right now. Like a sherry. And the toffee and vanilla and caramel have sort of moved to the side. Now, is there any similarity with the Prohibition? The Prohibition just has loads more flavor. And even though it's darker than the standard Sark here, it doesn't taste so much of sherry. It tastes more of spices. a lot more of spices. And there is toffee and caramel beneath the spices. Here, there's no spice at all. No. No spice at all. Just sherry flavor. And with the sherry flavor, it's a little bit of toffee. I usually go for the Prohibition at the end because it is 50% alcohol by volume. I brought it down to maybe 45 now with a bit of water. Now that is a satisfying dram. This is just weak. If you're going to start on a long flight, the Cutty Sark may be a place to start for a very long flight. There's a little whistle wetter, or little whistle wettener, if you want to call it. Just something to break the ice to get started. But then what you'd want to do is either go for another blend, like maybe a Chivas Regal if you want to go towards the bourbon end of the spectrum, or you might want to try like a Black Bottle or something like that if you want to go towards the sherry end of the spectrum on your flight. Or just a Johnny Walker Black. Yeah, you know, there's no way that these two blends are the same. They are different. Totally different. Different flavor profile. One is not just a watered down version of the other, and the other is not a hopped up version of the first. They are separate blends. They are totally separate blends. They might have a few elements in common, like the grain whiskey might be the same. And some of the malts that are in there might be the same. Either way, one I like a lot, and the other one I can leave right on the shelf. This one, you know, I'll drink it, but I don't have to love it. It's okay, but it's not great. This one is one of the greatest blends I know. With the caveat that it is a blended whiskey containing grain alcohol. There are blended malts that are that surpass this, but for an inexpensive blended whiskey, a blended Scotch that contains grain alcohol, this cannot be beat. It cannot be beat. That's the Sark Prohibition. The Sark, you can leave it right there. It's all right, but it doesn't stand out. It's kind of generic and watered down. Anyways, a double sluncha to you, and have yourself a good one. Enjoy the holidays if you can. I know that I'm going to try and stay away from all the hype and all the noise and all the drama as much as I can.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.